Who is Karina Michel beyond all the titles that I have just mentioned?
I guess since a young age, I've always loved creativity.
Which role feels most natural to you?
I guess one that we didn't talk about is a mom.
Somewhere meaningful conversations has done to me. Has that happened with you?
It has. You're right. That's a good connection. I like that. No one's ever asked me that, but
I still remember there was this one guy on this podcast. His name was Larry Wilson. He said, "No one in this entire world has ever died of embarrassment." What does leadership mean to you today?
leadership to me is about bringing out the best in other people.
How storytelling actually builds a personal brand, and why is it so important?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important because
One thing people fake in communication.
I would say happiness
That's deep.
and getting mixed up in politics is never a good idea, no matter where it is. I don't think.
Now, coming back to you, Karina,
Mhm.
we in communication in today's world, basically, I think that it's more becoming just visible rather than genuinely becoming connected to the person. Okay. So what happens is there are some of my friends, if there is a big day of mine, and they'll say, yes, yes, we will show up. Okay. But that's just visibility, I feel. Whether they genuinely want to show up. For example, you mentioned like you want to be there for every important event for your daughter,
Mhm.
right? And which
Yeah.
is beautiful because you genuinely want to. It's not like you have to be there and that's the reason you are there. Okay, and similarly, that happens in conversations nowadays. I feel in corporate offices, in meetings, in pitch decks, and everywhere, they just
Mhm.
want to become visible rather than actually getting connected to the person.
Mm.
According to you, according to today's communicational world, I would say, what is your take on it? Are people just being visible or they are genuinely getting connected to each other?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it depends where you're going and what the event is and what kind of like social media or people posting. Yeah, I see that a lot. You know, you wonder if the person has a genuine interest or if they just want to go and, take photos. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just so many distractions now for people too. You say you can
Of
be
course.
somewhere and there's so much going on and who knows? But yeah, I mean, there's with social media, it's just a whole different world, I think.
So you mentioned about social media. Now, I just have a follow up question on that. What do you think? Has social media made authenticity harder or easier?
Um, I think for me, I can see through it. You know, when people are posting, I'm sure most people can, right? If they're like, this isn't real. This does something feels off, or do they really want to be doing this? So, and then you have a lot of great posts. Great people are forwarding or sharing really great stories, and so there's a lot of positive stuff too. There's a lot of
Mhm.
positive things, but you just have to find it, make sure you're following the right accounts and that kind of thing.
Okay. But do you think that most of the content on Instagram, okay, for normal people, I mean, you belong to the industry, and for that reason, you are able to figure out what's authentic and what's not authentic. But
Mm,
for the people who are not into the industry, they are feeling that it's authentic, and due to which the things that happens, many people do get, there was a word to it. Okay, it's known as imposter syndrome. Yes. Okay, so many
yeah.
people do suffer from imposter syndrome. Many people
Yep.
feel like they are not doing good enough in their lives. They feel insecure as well, and
Yeah.
most of the people worry about likes and comments and followers as well, which is
Yeah.
somewhere I guess important for creating that sort of personal brand nowadays. But
Uh-huh.
do you really feel for the common people, okay, to identify what's authentic and what's not? is
Yeah.
easy or
Yeah,
difficult?
I think it's no, I think it's really hard, especially on younger people, who are comparing themselves to what others, maybe their peers are showing out there. But yeah, I mean, it's hard for people to tell, what's real and what nobody knows. I think it's getting harder and harder. Um, yeah, and I feel like lately, like you were talking about the likes and the posting, there's a lot of, people in the industry that post every day. And I just feel like it's a kind of I don't know if I should say this, but like a waste of energy, for an individual, unless you have a brand and,
Hmm.
there's a legitimate reason, for getting out there. But I've really cut down on posting because I want to make sure that what I'm posting is authentic, that I'm
Hmm.
not like, oh, I have to post today or, and I'm kind of just throwing something out there. But on the other hand, I have friends who are very successful that post a lot and that works for them and they feel good about it. And yeah, I mean, I guess to each their own, but for right now, I've kind of chosen that stance, not to be just posting just because, I guess we'll leave it at that.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
do get that. But coming to the part, I mean, I had a different question on communication, but I'm going to take a little detour over the acting industry, okay, or the film industry that you are in. Now, what happens is, of course, it's very harder for people to find out what's authentic and what's not. And people
Mhm.
are caring more about followers and engagements and many more things in the film industry, okay, or in the movie industry, I would say nowadays, is the industry rewarding performance, authenticity, or the social media presence, okay, or the engagement on social media? Because that kind of revolves or changes the entire movie industry in a short span of time as well.
Right. You mean like for hiring actors or
Yeah,
for yeah.
for
No,
hiring.
I think that social media is important. I think you should either have it or not have it because if you don't have a great presence, sometimes it can hurt you if because that's the first thing casting directors do. Is what do? They Google you. They look at the profiles and all that, but which is kind of sad, but that's what it's come to, I guess. But yeah, I mean, so if you're starting out as an actor, you definitely want to put your best work out there and show that you can do the job, I guess, right? You can do it well. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's harsh, but it's the truth, and that's where we live right now. So of course, that's the great answer, and it was a very honest answer. I was looking for an honest answer over there. Thank you so much for answering that out
Yeah.
loud. It was
Yeah.
really, really important. Now, coming to the authentic connection part again, okay, what according to you creates real connection between two people?
Honesty, I think. Right?
Mhm.
If you're not honest with the other person, then it's not real, right? I mean that's what it is for me and the businesses that I'm in and maybe if I was I don't know. I won't say a newscaster. Who knows? I don't know. I guess with like political things, sometimes you have to not say things. Or I don't know. But yeah, in the industries that I work in, I mean, honesty is, very important. And even in your personal life, right?
Right.
That's how you get through problems or issues that are coming up. And
Hmm. And what kills the connection the fastest?
dishonesty, right? Dishonesty or yeah, I mean that's really the big one for me. Yeah, or hiding something. It's kind of past someone's hiding something or they're just not opening up. And there may be a reason for it or but it's so funny. My favorite guests that would come on the podcast, one of the most common things that they would say after the interview would be like, "Oh, I feel like I was rambling. I feel like I just kept talking." And I'm like, "No, no, that's great, right? Because you're my guest, and
Exactly.
I,
Yes.
love to hear you talk. We can edit, right? I always say this. We can edit. I'm like, just talk. It's the ones that come on, and you're really kind of fishing and trying to prod and be like, so, and then you get a couple of words and then it's like nothing. But that doesn't happen too often. But yeah, I think the ones that are just willing to talk to you about whatever and share their insights, and not hold back. You don't want to hold back.
Right. That's beautifully said. Now, just catching on that part itself, okay, where you said that most of the podcast guests, they really, after the interview, they really ask you this.